100 million years ago, CO2 was more than 4 times the levels of today. Because of that, Earth was lush and green and full of wildlife. But then, the great CO2 crash began slowly browning Earth. Now trees and plants struggle to live in a CO2 famine.
Back then, normal was CO2 at more than 4 times the levels of today. Life evolved needing those much higher CO2 levels. Plants and trees were lush and wildlife was bountiful.
But then came the great CO2 crash, destabilizing the climate. Slow and devastating. Earth browned at our famine levels of CO2. Millions of species died from starvation. Habitat was destroyed. CO2, Earth's oxygen of life, was nearly gone. And the destruction keeps happening. 10 times Earth has reset where CO2 nears 150 ppm. Below that level, all terrestrial life would end, and all marine life would begin to starve. Each crash gets closer and closer, and we don't know if the clock is running out.
But today, we are lucky. Earth is between glacial maximums and near the top of a 20,000-year warming period. But beware, peak temperatures were 3 to 9,000 years ago. Since then, Earth has been slowly dropping into the next glacial maximum with small warmings along the way.
Long term, the news is bad. We do know that there aren't any gentle natural forces on Earth to ever restore CO2, Earth's oxygen of life, to healthy levels. With no way to end, the great CO2 crash, total extinction is inevitable.
That is, until a new species appeared. No fur or thick layers of fat. A species with opposing thumbs and an unprecedented ability to problem solve.
To survive, this new species had to figure out how to stay warm. They turned to natural organic green energy. A side benefit was that it began restoring CO2, Earth's oxygen of life, back to the air, slow but steady, at a rate that could help stop the coming ice age that will kill millions of us and trillions of wildlife.
As we look at the rise of CO2, let's divert just for a moment on the speed of that rise. You've heard that the rise in CO2 is unprecedented, but medical studies and botanical studies found time and time again the exact opposite. For optimal health, the rise in CO2, Earth's oxygen of life, should be far faster. Here's why. After surgery, patients are put into hyperbaric oxygen chambers at 5 times existing oxygen levels and 2 to 3 times normal pressure so that the body can fight off infection and so that the skin and body can heal faster. Immediate higher levels of what humans breathe is great for recovery. The same is true for plants and trees. Check out any commercial growing greenhouse.
We need to continue to restore CO2, Earth's oxygen of life, back to the air so all life on Earth can flourish.
You deserve the truth. I hope you found that very interesting.